Oh boy, it's that time of the f***ing year, isn't it? Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp side. And if you're watching this on the day of release, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Festivus, Happy whatever boats you float. And just as tradition is on the channel, it is time for the annual Blu-ray collection update video. Yeah, I got quite a few more movies, and this is, I have a problem, and I'm not going to do anything about it either. So, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. So, first up here, we've got 8 Mile, the Eminem movie. This is actually the 4K release from like a month or two ago. And yeah, I freaking love this movie. It's semi-autobiographical about Eminem's life growing up in Detroit. And it's just a really well-made movie. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and change that, would you? Also, by the way, get comfy. This is gonna take a while. So yeah, next up we've got 12 Angry Men. This is one of my only criterions, but yeah, this is just a classic movie all taking place in one room while these jurors try to figure out if this one kid is guilty or not. And yeah, if you're a fan of classic cinema and you haven't seen this movie yet, you should. And we've got 21 Jump Street as well as 22 Jump Street. These are just some really fun, self-referential comedies, you know, before that kind of became the trend and now it's not so cool anymore. But yeah, I always have a blast watching these movies. It's a shame that Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover movie never happened, because that would have been cool. Then, keeping with the numbers, we've got 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure. You know, it's my philosophy that you can never have too many Disney movies in your Blu-ray collection. Even if those Blu-rays are 101 Dalmatians 2, I don't have the original movie, or the live-action remake for that matter, but I have the direct-to-video sequel. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Then we've got 300, just, you know, peak Zack Snydery goodness. I want to get the 4K for this eventually, though. Then we've got 1917. This is one of those movies I definitely wish I could have saw in the theater, because it is just an incredibly shot movie, everything looking like it's one take, and just some really great battle scenes. But yeah, there's a reason it won 3 Academy Awards. So then we've got The Accountant with Ben Affleck. I really enjoyed this movie. I've heard like on and off we're supposed to get a sequel to this, but there's been no real traction about that since about 2016, 2017, so who knows if that's ever gonna actually happen. Then we've got Action Point, based on the real-life theme park, which I think is called Action Park, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, if you like Jackass and Johnny Knoxville and all that, this is a fun time, and yeah, I'm kind of curious about the real-life theme park, because I think it's still open and just about as dangerous as it still was back then. Then we've got Ad Astra. This is a really cool movie from 2019. Haven't watched it since 2019, but it was a good watch though, from what I remember. Then we've got The Addams Family, the animated movie from 2019 as well. I had a lot of fun with this, and the art style is based off the original comic book, which I didn't know until a year or two later. I haven't seen Addams Family 2 yet, but I will have to at some point. So then we've got Airplane, one of the best comedies of all time. It's so funny, but it takes itself so incredibly seriously, which is where even more humor comes from. And yeah, not quite sure you can get away with making this movie today, but that's kind of part of the charm of it too. So I may not have 101 Dalmatians, but I do at least have Aladdin in 4K, so, you know, don't hate me too much. I mean, come on, one of the best Disney movies of all time, which, sadly, I haven't even watched the 4K yet. I think I got this, like, Black Friday one year, and just like, oh yeah, cool, Aladdin, 4K, I'll take it. I will get to it eventually, but I have seen the movie, though, don't freak out. Alice in Wonderland, the original, another great Disney classic. As well as the live-action Alice in Wonderland, directed by Tim Burton. I've always been a big fan of this movie. Well, not a big fan, but I've enjoyed the movie, I love the art style. And yeah, I think it doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. Alita Battle Angel. This is another movie that I didn't see in the theater, and then I regretted it immediately once I watched it on Blu-ray, because this is a really good movie, some great visual effects, and people have been campaigning online for the past 3+ years, been like, make the Alita sequel, damn it. and hopefully that will actually happen. Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron both want to, but who knows when or if that'll actually happen. Then we've got Almost Famous. This is a really cool movie about this one kid who's following this band on the road, and it's just a really good story. If you haven't seen it yet, do yourself a favor and check it out. I could really say that about every movie in my collection, but yeah, definitely that one. It's a good watch. Then we've got The Amazing Spider-Man. This is definitely my favorite of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movies. I like this slightly more grounded approach. I actually do like this suit way more than the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, but that one's still cool as well. But yeah, I kind of wish Amazing Spider-Man 2 would have been more in line with the aesthetic of this movie, among other things. But you know what, speaking of which, we also have Amazing Spider-Man 2. And for a long time, I did not like this movie whatsoever. I hated it, but then I gave it another chance, like, I don't know, a year or two ago, and I was like, okay. It's still not great, but it's better than I remembered. It was also just so cool that Andrew Garfield finally got to come back as Spider-Man one more time, so just getting to come full circle is really cool. Then we've got American Hustle. This is a fun movie. Another one I haven't really watched since it came out, but you know, it's got a great all-star cast. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Then we've got American Psycho, the one that all the Redditors like to watch, but this is still a really well-made movie, and Christian Bale is just so fun, eccentric, and downright terrifying at times in this movie. And yeah, it's very quotable, so you know, it's not all just memes, it's also a really good movie. Then we've got American Sniper. Anchorman, don't have Anchorman 2 yet, but yeah, just really fun movie there. I'm not gonna probably go into gory detail with every single one of these movies, because there's hundreds of them, so bear with me if I only say like, oh yeah, this is good. Then we've got Angry Video Game Nerd the Movie by James Rolfe of Cinemassacre. I've always been a big fan of the Angry Video Game Nerd, the web show and everything, so I was really excited when this movie was getting made. I was following its progress like from day one. It really embraces practical effects a lot, which sometimes they work, sometimes they're incredibly fake, but I think ultimately this is one of those movies it's more fun to learn about the making of it than the movie itself, but I still like the movie though. Then we've got Annihilation in 4K. For some reason it's only like a Best Buy exclusive, the 4K was, but this is just a really cool, twisted movie. That one creature with the bear that has those creepy human screams, that's still one of the scariest things I've ever seen in a movie. Then we've got Ant-Man, as well as Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't understand the hate for this movie whatsoever. I haven't really dived that deep into it, but yeah, I don't get it. But I can't wait for Quantumania in February. That's supposed to be a good time. Apocalypse Now, Francis Ford Coppola's movie. And in all honesty, I haven't seen Apocalypse Now. However, with this, I've seen the documentary Hearts of Darkness, which is a feature-length documentary about the making of the movie. And if you want to talk production nightmares, this movie was the king of it. I mean, it's a miracle this movie got finished. Then we've got Aquaman with this cool lenticular digibook design. Yeah, a movie that is a lot better than most of us, I think, expected, because, you know, it's an Aquaman movie. But, yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with the second one, especially with everything in DC getting all thrown around and inconsistent and... Anyway. Then we've got Are We Done Yet?, the sequel to Are We There Yet? Are We There Yet's definitely better than this movie, but... yeah, these are fun movies. Argo, Ben Affleck's Oscar-winning movie, or one of them at least. Yeah, good times all around there. And we've got Armageddon, pure 90s Michael Bay, things go boom kind of movie. Let's see here. We've got a few seasons of Arrow. Seasons 3, 4, 6, and 7. I have almost the rest of them on DVD. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite of the CW Arrowverse shows by far. I know it's like, you know, not totally in line with the character and the books and everything, but I still had a lot of fun with it. It gets incredibly repetitive, especially as the series goes on, but I've got a soft spot for this show. And we gotta get some Christmas movies in there with Arthur Christmas. Only saw this like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, oh, that's actually delightful. Why did I not see it sooner? What the hell?
Avatar.
The Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame. Baby Driver. This is a great movie, but good God, this cast is incredibly cursed. Then we've got the Back to the Future trilogy. Back to the Future is my all-time favorite movie. I love this trilogy to death. Got this really cool 4K steelbook set, but yeah, this is the first movie, actually the trilogy as a whole, is one of those series that I can watch it a million times and it never disappoints. Then we've got Bad Boys 1 and 2. It's still sealed up, but I have seen these movies, just a lot of fun. And to go along with it, got Bad Boys for Life, the sequel that was a lot better than I think everybody anticipated. And yeah, this came out in early 2020, right before everything got a little goofy. Then we've got all 3 seasons of the Adam West Batman TV show. Some people don't care for the campy Adam West Batman stuff, but I honestly love it to death. I love both the campy and the dark and gritty. And yeah, these shows just have a charm to them that you can't really replicate. Then we've got Batman the Animated Series, one of the best animated series of all time. It also gave us Kevin Conroy's Batman. May he rest in peace. Alright, well, that's one shelf done. We've got several more to go, so if you need to take a bathroom break, hold it. So then we've got Batman Beyond, another great next generation type show, and I'm really sad they canceled a live-action Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton. That would have been perfect, but of course Warner Brothers does not like making money, apparently. Then we've got The Batman, the TV show, not the movie, obviously. And yeah, this is a great animated take on Batman. This is the one I remember watching a lot as a kid, because, you know, I was a kid when it was brand new. And it was really cool. It finally came to Blu-ray this year, which is really nice. Now we get into the Batman movies with Batman the movie, the Adam West Batman movie, of course. If you like the show, then this is just a peak culmination of all the campy goodness from the show. Then we've got the original Batman quadrilogy with Batman 89, Returns, Forever, and Robin with a really cool 4K set. And yeah, of course, I love the Tim Burton movies. I appreciate what Joel Schumacher tried to do with Batman Forever. And Batman and Robin, I can't really hate because it's got a lot of sentimental value in there. And of course, we've got the Nolan Batman trilogy, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, just absolutely fantastic movies all around. I think Dark Knight Rises looks the absolute best in 4K though, with Dark Knight being a close second. Just taking advantage of the IMAX and just... if you don't have these in 4K, get them. Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition. And yeah, people have talked about this ad nauseum for several years now. I like the movie, watch the Ultimate Cut, that's all I'm gonna say. But also I have a second copy. This is the, this one came out last year. This restores the IMAX aspect ratio. It's got a different color grade. And it also has a commentary by Zack Snyder. Then, of course, we've got The Batman from this year. I mean, it's in my top 10 favorite movies of the year. Might be my favorite of the year. Just a fantastic movie all around. Not perfect, but still... great movie. I've talked about this at great length on the channel, so go search for those videos if you want more. Then we've got Batman Assault on Arkham, animated movie set in the Arkhamverse. Good times, good times. Then we've got Batman Gotham by Gaslight. Haven't read the book, but this was a cool time as well. Didn't love the ending, though. Then we got Batman Gotham Knights. This was supposed to be like an anthology movie based on the Dark Knight trilogy, and Christian Bale was actually supposed to voice himself as Batman in this, but then they decided, no, let's do Kevin Conroy, which, you know, who's going to complain about Kevin Conroy being in it, but also been kind of cool to see Christian Bale voice the character in animated form, but oh well. And we've got Batman and Harley Quinn. This is takes place in the DCAU of sorts, and there's some neat ideas in here, but also, I don't know what Bruce Timm was smoking when he wrote this. Then we've got Batman Hush, really cool art style. I not too crazy about the changes they made to the Hush character, but also Hush is not like one of my favorite villains ever, so, you know, it's not a huge deal, I guess. And we've got Batman the Killing Joke. I'm pretty sure I've said this every year I've done one of these collection videos. Everything straight from the book is fantastic. All the little Barbara x Bruce stuff they added in, not so much. Batman the Long Halloween, parts 1 and 2. These are really cool. Love the Long Halloween graphic novel. And the sucky part is they put out a 4K of these with they're like one movie cut together in 4K, which is kind of annoying because I bought these like this, but oh well. Then just a little bit more campy Adam West goodness. We've got Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders and Batman versus Two-Face. Yeah, these are just kind of really cool animated movies set in the 60s campy world of the Batman show. And this one's got William Shatner as Two-Face, which is really cool and it's like perfect for the time period. Batman Soul of the Dragon. This one was kind of interesting. It came out last year, I believe. Not my favorite one, but it was still pretty good. Alright, then we've got Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I read like a little bit of the comic books that this is based on, but the movie is a ton of fun though. I would love to see a live-action Batman vs. Ninja Turtles someday, but that's probably never gonna happen. Then, to wrap up the Batman collection, got Batman Year One. Great book, great animated interpretation of said book. And we've got Beauty and the Beast, all-time classic, still have my VHS. Then we've got the live-action remake from a few years ago. I like this one. Is it the best live-action Disney remake? No, but I still think it's pretty good. Then we've got Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler. Nobody talks about this movie. It's kind of a shame. It's a cute movie. That's all I can say. It's cute. Then we've got Tom Hanks' Big, you know, classic movie, piano and stuff. Big Hero 6. The Big Lebowski. That's just like your opinion, man. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, as well as Bill and Ted Face the Music. Birdemic Shock and Terror. This movie is amazing for all the wrong reasons. But, you know, the movie was shot on a budget of $10,000, and the VFX artist was just one kid straight out of art school. But, yeah, you know, it's a cult classic, to say the least. Then we've got Birds of Prey. I really enjoyed this movie. And, you know, I know some people just straight up did not like it, but I don't love it. It's not like my favorite DC movie, but I think it was a good time. It's a shame we're not going to get like a Birds of Prey 2, or at least I seriously doubt we will. Then Birdman, fantastic movie. I know some people were like kind of hating on this movie when it first came out. I think it's just kind of one of those movies that everybody was talking about, but honestly, phenomenal movie. Alejandro Iñárritu just came out with a new movie, I believe. I'm going to have to check that out soon. And we've got Black Panther, fantastic movie. Can't wait to own Wakanda Forever when that comes out. And we've got The Black Phone from this year. Just a really great, chilling movie with a really satisfying ending. Then we've got Black Swan, Black Widow. The movie that should have come out way sooner than Phase 4. You know, there's a lot of elements I like about it, but ultimately I think it's just okay. And we've got Blade, the one that kind of helped kickstart the superhero genre as we know it today. I have the other two, but they're in the watch pile, so you'll see them again later. And we've got both Blade Runner movies. I'm gonna need to rewatch these soon though, because it's been a while. I need to get refreshed on them. And we've got the Blair Witch Project, just low-budget filmmaking at its finest right there. Blazing Saddles, much like Airplane, you definitely could not get away with making this movie today, but it's a great movie though, definitely check it out. And we've got The Blues Brothers, one of my all-time favorite comedies. Yeah, it's kind of like Airplane and Blazing Saddles, not to the same extreme in some cases, but it's one of those movies that's just absolutely ridiculous, but it completely works. Like, phenomenal movie. Then we've got Blue Crush 2. I think, again, I've brought this up like every year I've made this collection video. I don't know why I own this. I know, I don't know why I watched it either, but it's here, and it's probably going to stay that way until I die. Then we've got Booksmart, fantastic movie right there. And The Bourne Identity. I have the rest of the Bourne trilogy. Again, it's in the watch pile back here, and I don't have Legacy or the newer Jason Bourne movie, but I have this one. I've seen it, and I liked it. Alright, speaking of my favorite comedies, we've got Bowfinger. This might actually just be one of my favorite movies, period. I saw this when I was like maybe 10 years old or so, and it kind of just, it's gonna sound weird when I say this, but it kind of opened my eyes to the fact that there are people that make movies and they have like different jobs and stuff like that. Of course, this is like a very comedic, exaggerated take on that, but it's just a great movie. It deserves more recognition. Boyhood, I saw this earlier this year, and it's not only is it a great story, but just the fact that it was shot over the course of like 13 years or so everybody ages naturally. It's not like a recasting or anything like that. It's a really interesting achievement of a movie. Next up, we've got The Boys, Season 1 and 2. I freaking love this show. Breaking Bad Season 1 and Season 2. One of my all-time favorite TV shows. I think it's actually my #1 favorite show. I've got the rest of it on DVD, but I'm slowly trying to get it all on Blu-ray, because the show is just... Brightburn, basically an evil Superman story, because Hollywood's a little obsessed with that concept right now, but yeah, it's an interesting take. I like the horror vibes to it, but you know, it's not like peak cinema or anything like that. Then we've got A Bug's Life. Haven't opened this one either, but I have seen it, of course. Yeah. I don't remember this one too greatly, to be honest with you. Then we've got Bumblebee, I think one of the better Transformers movies. And, yeah, John Cena is in it. I just felt like sharing that. Then we've got Cabin in the Woods. Really cool concept about, like, you know, this... Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but yeah, if you like horror movies, check it out. Then we've got Caddyshack, and of course got the Captain America trilogy. I've always loved Captain America, was always Team Cap. And yeah, I love these steelbooks though. I mean, these look fantastic. I did a video on these when they came out like 3 years ago, so check that out if you want more info. And we've got Captain Marvel. You know, I like this movie a little bit more each time I've rewatched it, especially this last time from like a month or two ago. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with the Marvels. Should be cool. Captain Phillips. Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. If you've been around the channel long enough, you probably know I did reviews of Captain Underpants, the Netflix show, and this movie. And yeah, I grew up with the books and stuff, so... this movie was a lot of fun. I was like, oh man, my childhood with the books and all that, that's super cool. I did a proper review of this though, if you want to hear my more articulated thoughts. Then we've got the Cars trilogy. I've always really liked the first one. I think it's a fantastic movie. 2 and 3, you know, it's like, 2 is very, 3 is better than I anticipated, but yeah, I mean, the first one's pretty good though. Then we've got Casino, Martin Scorsese. I just saw this for the first time a few months ago as well, and I'm glad I did, because it's quite good. Then we've got Casino Royale. I have the rest of the Daniel Craig Bond movies, but they're in the watch pile. I haven't seen the other ones. I'm very, very sorry about that. Castaway. Central Intelligence, fun movie. Kevin Hart and The Rock and all them. Charlie Brown Christmas. I haven't watched this yet. When I'm filming this, it's a few days before Christmas, so I've still got time. Gonna have to watch it. Cheaper by the Dozen 2. Child's Play, the original. This just came out to 4K in August, I believe. Yeah, haven't seen all the Chucky movies. I'm very late to that party. But yeah, the first one's great. And I've also got the Child's Play remake from 2019. I enjoyed this one quite a bit, actually. I would kind of like to see a sequel to this, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Then we've got Christine, movie about a killer car on the loose. John Carpenter movie based on a Stephen King book. It's just... Next Halloween, put it on your watch list. Chronicle, Josh Trank's one good movie. And we've got Christmas Story, absolute classic, just came to 4K. And the HBO Max sequel, Christmas Story Christmas, surprisingly pretty good. Then we've got National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I do alphabetize it as Christmas Vacation, not National Lampoon. But again, another classic. Then we've got Cinderella. Don't have the sequel. We'll have that on VHS. And I don't have the live-action remake. I'll probably get them eventually, though. Then we've got Clerks. I just watched Clerks 3 about a week ago, and I really liked it. But I haven't seen Clerks 2 yet. I'm a little scatterbrained with the Kevin Smith Clerks universe. Coco, great movie, very emotional. Collateral, really good movie as well. Con Air, another like Jerry Bruckheimer, Nicolas Cage, 90s blockbuster fun times. And man, Nicolas Cage with that long hair, whew. Then we've got The Conjuring, another franchise I'm a little all over the place with. I've seen the first one, couple of the spin-offs like The Nun and Curse of La Llorona. That's as far as I've gotten. I'll watch them all eventually. Maybe. Then we've got a Conspiracy Theory. Constantine, can't wait to see what they do with the sequel. Coraline, wonderfully well-animated, mildly scary, family-friendly movie. Corpse Bride, nobody talks about this, and so neither will I. Crawl, movie about people getting attacked by alligators in a basement, but it's actually really well made. And we've got Creed 1 and 2, a fine example of how to do legacy sequels, and I can't wait for Creed 3. It's gonna be good. So then we got Croods 2, don't have Croods 1, I don't know why. Let's see, then we've got Cruella, the movie from last year, and this was actually not bad. And also, that red 4K case, now that's some sexy stuff right there. Then we've got Daredevil, the live-action movie with Ben Affleck. And I think this movie's actually not that bad. Maybe just because I grew up in the era of early 2000s comic book movies, so I've got like some rose-tinted glasses for them. But yeah, I like it. Sue me. But of course I've got the superior Daredevil TV show. I'm so annoyed they only released season 1 on Blu-ray. Release the rest of them, damn it. Deadpool, as well as Deadpool 2 with the super duper cut, but also Once Upon a Deadpool, which is the experimental PG-13 cut of Deadpool 2, which kind of shows that Deadpool wouldn't necessarily work too great in a PG-13 environment, but just kind of interesting they did this. You know, it's just kind of cool to have just for historical purposes. And we've got the Death of Superman, as well as Reign of the Supermen, you know, a two-parter. Some really good animated DC content, if you need some of that in your life. Then we've got Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons. This came out a couple of years ago. Don't remember a great deal about it, but I'm pretty sure just one of those Deathstroke's freaking son died again, and he's all pissed about it. Let's see, we've got Despicable Me, as well as Despicable Me 2. And then got Peak Cinema with Minions: The Rise of Gru. Surprisingly pretty good. I don't have Minions 1 because it's kind of poop, but could have sworn I had Despicable Me 3, though. I gotta change that at some point. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the only adaptation of these books that matters. Let's see. I have 2 and 3 on DVD, so I want to upgrade those at some point, though. Let's see. Got The Dictator. I don't remember liking this movie very much when it first came out, but I bought it so I could maybe give it a second chance one day. And of course we got Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie? I don't freaking know, bro. Dirty Dancing. The Disaster Artist, a great movie about the making of The Room, one of the best worst movies ever. Then we got Disturbia, really good Shia LaBeouf movie. Django Unchained. Dr. Dolittle. Doctor Strange, as well as Multiverse of Madness. Love me some Doctor Strange. I don't understand why some people think this is a bad movie, but I'm not going to get into that right now. We've got Dog, really fun, kind of passive movie to watch. Let's see, Donnie Darko. Just watched this again for the first time this year. Really liked it. Don't Breathe. Really well-made, chilling movie. Haven't seen Don't Breathe 2 yet, and I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to doing that. Let's see, Doom Patrol Season 1, great show, kind of fell off that wagon a bit, gotta catch back up. Dora and the Lost City of Gold, surprisingly pretty good, a little inappropriate, but pretty good. Dracula Legacy Collection, I love me some Universal Monsters. Drinking Buddies, really good mumblecore type film if you're into that sort of thing. Drive, great movie. Due Date, it's basically planes, trains, and automobiles, but not as good, but I still like this one. The Duff, if you're into high school movies, there you go. Then we've got Dumb and Dumber and The Mask, of course both classic Jim Carrey movies. I've got Dumb and Dumber 2, not nearly as good as the first Dumb and Dumber, but I still kind of like it though. Of course, we've got Dune, absolute cinema right here. Can't wait for number 2. Part 2, not number 2. Anyway, Dunkirk. Can't wait for Christopher Nolan's next movie, Oppenheimer. And now we get to another movie where I'm like, why is this here? Duplicity. Again, why do I have this? I don't know. Why is it in this pile and not in the watch pile, even though I haven't seen the damn thing? I don't know, but it's just how it goes, alright? And then we've got Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, depending on who you are, and yeah, fantastic movie right there. Then we've got the Grand Budapest Hotel. Gravity. Have they done a 4K for Gravity yet? I don't think so, but they definitely should. Let's see, The Great Escape. The Great Gatsby, another Baz Luhrmann movie, I think. Yeah, and I like this one. It's got some of the same complaints you might have about his movies, you know, modern music, where there shouldn't be modern music, a lot of CGI, but I like this one. I think it's definitely one of the better Great Gatsby adaptations. And we've got Green Lantern, the extended cut. I haven't seen the extended cut, but I've seen the theatrical. I gotta watch the extended at some point, because I've heard it's better. Then we've got 8th Grade, fantastic movie that perfectly captures the anxieties and awkwardness of being a 13-year-old in this day and age. I was one of those at one time or another, so I can relate to some of it. Then we've got El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Thought this was an excellent conclusion to Jesse's story, and just kind of like one final chapter in the Breaking Bad universe, even though Better Call Saul was still going on, but now that's ended. But anyway, love the movie. And we've got Elf, Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? And we've got Elvis, I think this is definitely one of my top 10 favorite movies of the year. It's just a really good movie. If you can look past some of the, you know, eccentric editing choices and, you know, Tom Hanks's iffy performance, it's a fantastic movie. Every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, I actually like that a lot. Let's see, then we've got Encanto, really cool steelbook there. Equilibrium, Matrix ripoff with Christian Bale, that's all I'm going to say on that. Eternals, the most okay MCU movie ever. E.T., classic. Everything Everywhere All at Once with the cool Walmart exclusive box art. Another just absolutely fantastic movie. Ex Machina. Then we've got over here the Expendables trilogy, fun movies with everybody's favorite 80s action stars. We're supposed to be getting a 4th movie next year. We'll see how that goes. Let's see, we got Face Off and Snake Eyes. Seen Face Off, great movie. Snake Eyes, haven't yet. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the best one of the Fantastic Beasts series. Crimes of Giggle Tits, worst of the series. And Secrets of Dumbledore. Actually not bad. Then we've got both of the live-action Fantastic Four movies. Again, a little bit of nostalgia glasses with these ones. I really enjoy these movies. Then we've got Fan 4 Stick. And then the Fast and Furious 8 movie collection. Fun, stupid, peak popcorn summer blockbuster nonsense. Also with Fast 9, we're supposed to get Fast 10 next year. Might have to see that in 40X for all the cool car chases and crap. Then we've got Hobbs and Shaw. It's fun. It's all I can... It's fun, alright? Then we've got Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller. And then we've got the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. These are guilty pleasures of mine. They're not great movies, but I enjoy watching them. Take that information how you will. Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. Finding Nemo, you can talk about that, but I'm not gonna, even though it's great. And Finding Dory. Not like the best of the Pixar sequels, but still, it's a really good effort, though. Alright, then we've got the Rambo series. I've got First Blood and Last Blood in 4K. Got the box set over here, and there are rumors that another Rambo movie might be coming. I don't know why, but, we'll see what happens. Then we've got Fist Fight. Teachers don't fight. The Flash, Season 2. I've got a couple of the seasons on DVD. Might get the whole thing eventually, especially since the show's coming to an end next year. Let's see. Fly the Phoenix, cool movie. I think this is a remake of the original. Don't quote me on that, though. Ford vs. Ferrari, fantastic movie. James Mangold directing. And of course, he's helming Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. So can't wait to see what he does with that one. Foxcatcher. Freaky. Finally got a Freaky Friday movie with a horror twist. This is a really good movie. Free Guy. The super sexy Friday the 13th box set. Yeah, super cool. Gotta love it. And I did. Made video on it when it was new. But you knew that already, right? Let's see. Frosty the Snowman, another great holiday classic. And it's very short, too. Let's see, Frozen 1 and 2, I like Frozen 2 better. Gattaca, haven't seen this in a long time, but a really good movie. The Gentleman. George the Jungle, just one of those childhood classics, got Brendan Fraser and everything. And yeah, when I found out the Disney Movie Club had a Blu-ray, I was like, oh, I gotta have that. Let's see, Get Out, still Jordan Peele's best movie. Although I like all his movies, though. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. Then we've got all the Ghostbusters movies. 1, 2, Afterlife, and this one. Ghost Rider. Again, like Fantastic Four, Daredevil, sentimental value. This is actually not as bad as most people make it out to be. Didn't love Spirit of Vengeance, though, but I gotta rewatch it, though, to be sure. So then we've got Glass, the conclusion to M. Night Shyamalan's... What's it called? The East Rail 177 trilogy, I think? But, yeah, I liked it. Wasn't the best one, but I still enjoyed it. But, then we've got The Godfather with the cool steelbook. But, of course, I've got the really cool 50th anniversary collection here, which, I'm not going to take the whole thing out right now, because it's a bit large and cumbersome. But, yeah, did a review and unboxing of this on the channel if you want more info, but... Great box set. Of course, it can't really fit on the shelf, so it's kind of awkward to store. The 1998 Godzilla. That's a lot of fish. Got the 2014 Godzilla. Really like this. Saw it twice in the theater. Not a lot of Godzilla, but this one, King of the Monsters, fixes that. Just pure, giant, big-budget kaiju action, and it's great. As well as Godzilla vs. Kong, just another big, dumb, fun, monster destroy city kind of thing. Gone Girl. Good Burger. Goodfellas. Good Morning Vietnam. Goonies. Goosebumps, as well as Goosebumps 2. This one's definitely better, though. Then got seasons 2 and 5 of Gotham. I've got a couple of the seasons on DVD. Again, want to get them all on Blu-ray at some point. But I really enjoyed this show. It wasn't perfect, but I think it definitely got better and better as the series progressed. Unfortunately, things got a bit rushed, because this one was the final season, but the idea was just going to be like Smallville, or it's gonna be like, 10 plus seasons where Bruce, kind of more organically becomes Batman by the end, but they kind of had to speed that up with season 5, which is a shame, but what can you do? Then we've got the Grand Budapest Hotel. Gravity. Have they done a 4K for Gravity yet? I don't think so, but they definitely should. Let's see. The Great Escape. The Great Gatsby, another Baz Luhrmann movie, I think. Yeah, and I like this one. It's got some of the same complaints you might have about his movies, modern music, where there shouldn't be modern music, a lot of CGI, but I like this one. I think it's definitely one of the better Great Gatsby adaptations. Then we've got Green Lantern, the extended cut. I haven't seen the extended cut, but I've seen the theatrical. I gotta watch the extended at some point, because I've heard it's better. And we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1 and 2, some of the best MCU movies out there. Can't wait for number 3. The Guilt Trip, this is just a really fun, lighthearted movie about, Seth Rogen and Barbra Streisand playing mother and son on a road trip. It's a good time, If you want something just lighthearted and fun, check that out. Hacksaw Ridge, great performance by Andrew Garfield. Alright, then we get to the Halloween section of the collection. Got the first movie in 4K, absolute classic, love it to death. I got Halloween 2 in 4K, one of the better sequels. I don't understand why everybody's so, upset about, Michael and Laurie being related. Never had an issue with it. Then we've got Halloween, 6 H2O Resurrection on 4K. Did I need all these in 4K? No, but I did anyway. Then we've got Halloween 2018, actually really good. Halloween Kills, not so great. And then we've got this regular Blu-ray box set with Halloween 1 through the 2 Rob Zombie movies. Halloween's my favorite of the slasher genre. I know it's the most basic choice you can have, but I like them, alright? Leave me alone. And we've got the Hangover trilogy. Did it need to be a trilogy? No. But who cares? Still fun. Happy Death Day. I still haven't seen Happy Death Day to You, and that's a problem. Then we've got Happy Feet. The director of the Mad Max movies also directed this one. Have fun with that information. Oh shit, why is this? Why are you loose, you bitch? Then we've got the Harry Potter collection. Freaking love these movies to death. Staple of my childhood. Then we've got the Haunted Mansion, the 2003 movie, I believe. Yeah. I liked it. Pirates of the Caribbean is still the better of the Disney parks, rides, turned movies. And we're gonna get a new Haunted Mansion movie sometime next year, so that should be interesting. We've got Hellboy 1 and 2, great movies. Shame we'll probably never get 3. And we've got the David Harbour 2019 Hellboy, which is definitely not great. But it's a shame though, because there's definitely a lot of potential there. Then we've got Hellfest, basically horror theme park slasher goodness. Her, really good movie right there. Hercules. Oh boy, then we get the Hitman's Bodyguard and the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I don't care what anybody says, I really enjoyed the first movie, just Sam Jackson and Ryan Reynolds. I think they have great chemistry together. But also, I don't know what the hell went wrong with this sequel. It's just they forgot how to make something good, but I have it. So, I'm part of the problem. Hocus Pocus. I like this movie. Is it overrated? Yes. I tried to watch, Hocus Pocus 2 on Disney+. Couldn't get through 10 minutes without going, oh, wait a minute. I just don't freaking care. And we've got Home Alone, classic Christmas movie, as well as Home Alone 2. Not as good as the first, but I still have a lot of fun with it. Hook, one of Steven Spielberg's more underrated movies. I love the take on the Peter Pan world in this, and of course, Robin Williams, Dustin Hoffman. It's just a great time. Hotel for Dogs, one of those movies I kind of vaguely remember from my childhood, and I have it on Blu-ray, which is pretty cool. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the TV special. And we've got How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey movie. Love this movie to death. One of my favorite Christmas movies ever. Then got the 2018 Illumination Grinch. It's not bad. It's good. Not my favorite Grinch, obviously, but, not bad. Then we've got Hugo. Does this have a 4K? I'm not sure, but if there isn't a 4K, they definitely need to put one on 4K, because that'd be great. Then we've got Hulk, the 2003 movie. And, you know what? I think Marvel could take a couple notes out of this movie's book. Because it's darker, kind of delves into the psychology of Bruce Banner, and it's a really great, man versus monster type story. Not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, mind you, but I don't know, it's really cool, very stylized, and I just have a lot of nostalgia for it. Then I've got The Incredible Hulk, not a bad movie. Not a bad movie at all. The Hunger Games movies, remember when everybody was obsessed with these for that short period of time, but yeah. Catching Fire, definitely my favorite. And we've got Ice Age, really fun movie. And this is one of the weirdest box sets I've ever seen. It's Ice Age 1, Ice Age 3, and then the Ice Age Mammoth Christmas Special. Why not put Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, in here? Because that's actually a pretty good sequel, so I don't get... Anyway, we've got The Incredibles and Incredibles 2. Incredibles, just absolutely fantastic movie. Incredibles 2, I think it's actually pretty good. Feels like too much of a middle chapter, to be a movie we've all waited 14 years for, but it was still cool to see these characters again. I'd love to see a third movie someday, or maybe it's a few years later, kind of see where things are. Then we've got Independence Day 1 and 2. In the Heights. This was a really well-made musical. Not a huge musical guy, but I really like this one. And of course, got the Indiana Jones collection with Raiders, Temple, Crusade, and Skull. And of course, I can't wait for Dial of Destiny, one of my most anticipated movies of the year. But to go along with that, I also have a separate copy of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, only because this one's got all the bonus content in it, whereas this one only has some of it. And yeah, I'm sure I'm going to talk about this more next year, but this movie is not as bad as most people say. It's definitely the worst one of the series, but it's not that bad. And then we've got Inglourious Basterds. Freaking phenomenal movie right there. Inside Out, can't wait to see what they do with Inside Out 2. Insomnia, really good Chris Nolan movie. Interstellar, want to get the 4K of this at some point. The Interview, the movie that North Korea threatened to do bad things to us over. The Invisible Man, fantastic movie, and hope we get a sequel at some point. That'd be great. I've got The Iron Giant, one of my all-time favorite animated movies. And we've got Iron Man 1 through 3. First one's definitely the best one, kickstarted the MCU, and it's just generally a good movie. It, as well as It Chapter 2. Of course, these ones are a lot better than this one, but of course this one's got Tim Curry, so, put some respect on it. It follows really unique concept and really great execution. Let's see. It's a Wonderful Life, classic Christmas movie. Jaws. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, as well as Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Again, like I said earlier, I haven't seen all of the Clerks-esque movies, but I've seen quite a few of them. I still haven't seen Clerks 2, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, or Dogma. After that, I think I'm good. I think. Then we've got Jeff Dunham, Unhinged in Hollywood. I was really into Jeff Dunham several years ago. I've got a bunch of his other specials on DVD, but yeah, I like him. Then we've got The Jerk with Steve Martin, another comedy you definitely could not make nowadays, because Steve Martin grew up in an all-black household. He thought he was black for the longest time, then he realized he's white, and the movie's offensive by a lot of modern standards, but if you look past that, it's freaking great. Then we've got Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the movie, one of my most nostalgic movies ever. I've still got the VHS, which is actually autographed by Rob Paulson, Carl Weezer himself. And yeah, when this came to Blu-ray this year, I was like, oh, must have. It's a Jingle All the Way. Put the cookie down! No! Then John Carter. Anybody actually remember this movie? Because I don't. All that much. Then, of course, got the John Wick trilogy, some of the best modern action movies out there. Can't wait for Chapter 4. Jojo Rabbit. Really fun Taika Waititi movie, until it's not so fun, but still really good. Joker, because we do be living in a society. And, of course, the Jumanji trilogy. First one's the best. Welcome to the Jungle was a surprisingly really good movie. And Next Level is much the same as the second one, but still, fun times. If they make another one, I hope they kind of do something a little different, not just, oh, we got sucked into the freaking game again, but anyway. We've got the Jungle Book. Jungle Book 2, now the direct-to-video sequel that Disney was obsessed with back in my day. And we've got the live-action Jungle Book. I think this is hands down the best of the Disney live-action remakes. Jungle Cruise, really fun. Again, it's no Pirates of the Caribbean 1, but, what is? Juno. Jurassic Park 1 through 4. First one's obviously the best. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This movie has not improved with future watchings. Jurassic World Dominion, I like it for all the shallow reasons, The movie's not great, but, at this point in the series, I was like, alright, it's still cool to see Ian Malcolm and Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler back. It's cool to see them. I give it a pass. Then we've got Justice League, as in the 2017 Justice League. Talk about, freaking... It works as a fan better than an actual movie. It's a hack job from hell, but I still have my copy because I think it's important to remember what can happen when the studio interferes just a little too much. But then, of course, I was all fixed with Zack Snyder's Justice League, the vastly, vastly superior 4-hour version, and I'm also grateful it got a physical release because, of course, it's cool to have it on my shelf, and with HBO Max, just straight up ripping shows and movies off, just never to be seen again. It's like, physical copies, ladies and germs, physical copies. Then we've got Justice League Dark. It'll be cool when we eventually get a live action Justice League Dark. Justice Society World War II. I really like this one. Let's see. Kevin Hart. I'm a grown little man. I love Kevin Hart's stand-up comedy. We got Kick-Ass. I've got Kick-Ass 2 on DVD. Shame we never got a third one, though, but I'm sure we'll get some sort of reboot or a show eventually. Then we've got The King of Staten Island. Actually, surprisingly pretty good movie. Not surprising, but it's like, I liked him more than I thought I would, if that makes sense. And then we got King Kong vs. Godzilla, the original. Peter Jackson's King Kong. This is a fantastic movie. The 4K looks great. And tons and tons and tons and tons of bonus content. So, if you like that sort of thing, this movie will help you out with that. And of course, got Kong Skull Island. It's not the best King Kong movie ever, but I still like it, I don't have the original 1933 King Kong, though. I really want to get that. In fact, I really hope it gets a 4K at some point, because I would love to see just, that black and white stop motion-esque movie in 4K. That'd be really cool. Then we've got the Kingsman collection. First one's definitely the best. Knives Out. I sadly had to miss Glass Onion in theaters, so gotta wait for it to drop on Netflix. Then we've got Lady and the Tramp. Oh, alright. Good news. We're halfway there. Alright, so then we've got Lady Bird. Fantastic movie. Definitely check it out if you haven't yet. I know I've said that like 500 times already, but definitely, Lady Bird, watch it. Then we've got La La Land. The Land Before Time. That's a really good nostalgic deep cut there. I mean, not really. There were like 8 of those movies, but Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Don't have the second one. Last Night in Soho. DC's League of Super Pets, surprisingly a lot of fun. A Lego Brickumentary. And of course, got the Lego Movie. Really great movie, better than everybody expected it to be. Lego Movie 2, this one flopped, unfortunately, which means we're not getting any more of these. But I really like the Lego Movie 2. Of course, got the Lego Batman movie, fantastic movie. And then the Lego Ninjago movie. I know Ninjago is like really big for Lego fans, but it's not my favorite. But it's not awful though. We've got Lego Batman Family Matters, the direct-to-video thing, and not bad. Same with Lego Justice League vs. Bizarro League, Lego Shazam, and Lego Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I like Legos, can you tell yet? We've got the Lethal Weapon collection. I've seen a little bit of the TV show, but I love the movies. Liar Liar, fantastic Jim Carrey movie. Lightyear, a movie that I've kind of struggled with a little bit because I feel like it doesn't fully take the Buzz Lightyear movie concept as far as it could, but also it's still pretty good. The Lion King in glorious 4K, as well as Lion King 1.5, not in 4K and not as glorious. Then we got The Little Mermaid, not the 4K sadly, but still have The Little Mermaid. Logan, one of the best modern comic book movies ever, and of course, once again, James Mangold directing. Can't wait to see what he does for Indy 5, just saying it again. The Lord of the Rings trilogy in 4K. Love and Monsters. Luca. The Madagascar trilogy, first one's definitely the best, but the second one's pretty good too. Then got the Mad Max movies, Road Warrior and Fury Road, definitely the best ones. The first one's really cool though, and yeah, I think these all came to 4K in like a box set, but don't quote me on that. Then we've got the Magnificent Seven, fantastic western. Then we've got the remake from a few years ago. It's actually pretty good. Give it a shot. Then we've got Making Fun, the story of Funko. If you like Funko Pops and documentaries, then check this out. If you can, because the only way you could get the Steelbook is with this one limited edition gift set that came with a Funko Pop and the Steelbook, and there's no like other way to watch it, even though it was on Netflix for a while, then they took it off on Netflix. I don't know what the deal is, but if you can get a copy, check it out. Maleficent, Angelina Jolie totally just rules this movie. Second one I don't have, but it was actually not bad. We've got Man of Steel, arguably the best Superman movie, and fuck, Henry Cavill no longer playing Superman officially. Well, now I'm sad. Anyway. Then we've got Marley and Me. Now I'm even sadder. God damn it. Then we've got Marriage Story. Mary Poppins. Mask of Zorro, great movie. Matilda, another great childhood classic right there. All the Matrix movies, the first one, of course, being the best. Matrix Resurrections, not bad. Not bad. Not my favorite of it, but not bad. Megamind. Memento. The Men in Black trilogy. Don't have Men in Black International because it sucks. Let's see. The Men Who Built America. Really cool History Channel documentary if you're into that sort of thing. Mickey's Once and Twice Upon a Christmas. Gotta love these movies at Christmas time. As well as Miracle on 34th Street, the original. I like the remake too, but this one's fantastic. Misery. Mission Impossible collection, as well as this one. Just, fantastic modern action movies. Can't wait for Dead Reckoning Part 1, though. The Mitchells vs. the Machines, fantastic animated movie. Sony is kind of killing it in the animation department, which is pretty cool. Then we've got Monster House. Monsters, Inc., great classic Pixar movie. Monsters University, not as good as the first one, but I still like this one a lot. Then we've got... Don't judge me. I own it. This artwork is quite cool. Don't judge me. Mortal Kombat, the movie from last year. Just one of those examples of trying to stretch out the story, so they could do the good stuff into a sequel, but didn't take a lot of focus on the first one. But I think we're supposed to be getting a sequel though, so hopefully that one could come around and blow this one out of the water. But I don't hate this movie. Like, I still think it's good. It's just, it could be way better. And we've got Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge, an animated movie from like 2 years ago. This one's really good though. Mulan, the live-action remake, don't have the original animated because I've got issues. Muppet Christmas Carol. This one just got like a special extended cut on Disney Plus with like a new song added in. Gotta check that out at some point. Muppets from Space, an underappreciated Muppet movie. Let's see, The Muppet Christmas Movie. The Muppets, fantastic movie. Muppets Most Wanted. Not as great as this one, but this one I like a little bit more with each watch. Also, Disney, more Muppet content, damn it. Do it! We've got My Week with Marilyn. National Treasure 2, don't have 1 for some reason. The New Mutants, that movie that kind of existed. It's all like... Anyway, The Nice Guys, really fun movie there. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. Night at the Museum. Nightcrawler, great movie. The Nightmare Before Christmas, as well as Nightmare on Elm Street. Nobody, surprisingly really good movie, can't wait for the sequel. Nope, another Jordan Peele movie, I like this one a lot, probably also in my top 10 of the year. The Northman, absolutely batshit crazy movie by Robert Eggers. What else could you expect from him? Now You See Me, haven't seen the sequel. Nutty Professor, really fun 90s Eddie Murphy movie. Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and Angel Has Fallen. Not amazing movies, but a lot of fun. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the really cool collector's edition that comes with a record and stuff. Love this kind of stuff. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, another really cool collector's set. Onward. Out of the Furnace. Overlord, Nazi Zombies, what else do you need? Over the Hedge, really fun movie that nobody really talks about anymore. Pacific Rim, still haven't seen the second one, I know, right? Paranormal Activity, only seen the first one, but the first one's really good, so it's okay. Patriots Day. Paul Blart Mall Cop. When did I buy this? Pawn Sacrifice. The Peanuts movie, really great movie right there. Pearl, the prequel to X. I don't have X, but I've seen it and I really liked it. Don't know why I don't own it yet, but Pearl, man, I like this one a little bit more. Peter Pan, one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Pinocchio. Then got the Pirates of the Caribbean series. I love these movies to death, especially the first two. And real quick note, got the 4K of Pirates 1. Fantastic movie, but the 4K transfer is absolute trash. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the only reputable Thanksgiving movie out there. Point Break. The Polar Express, don't let that hot chocolate cool, you son of a bitch. Poltergeist. Detective Pikachu, surprisingly pretty good too. Surprised we haven't got any more live-action Pokemon movies yet. There's definitely a lot of potential there. Pop Star, finally saw this year, loved it. Then we've got the 2017 Power Rangers. And yeah, this was an interesting one because I think the movie was just a little too all over the place tonally. Like, it was trying to be this grounded, more gritty story. But then, like, towards the very end, just went straight fun Saturday morning cartoon level. But it's a shame we're never going to get a sequel to this, because I think there's a lot of potential here. Alright, and we've got the Predator 3-movie collection, as well as The Predator. I liked this when it first came out, but not so much now. The Prestige, great movie. The Princess Bride, another great movie. Prisoners, another great movie, just straight up quality stuff so far. Promising Young Woman, another fantastic movie, but they really dropped the ball with this box art though. And we've got Psycho, Pulp Fiction. This just got a 4K. I gotta get that at some point. The Punisher, the 2004 one with Thomas Jane. Yeah, it's very 90s-esque, but it's one of the better Punisher movies. There's only like a couple of them, but you know. Punisher Warzone. This one's not bad. Kind of like the aesthetic of this one more, but I don't really care for the actor who plays the Punisher in this one. I think Thomas Jane is a way better one, but I think Jon Bernthal does the best job overall. Quiet Place 1 and 2, really great movies. Rampage, just dumb fun with The Rock, like most of his movies are. Rango, fantastic animated movie. Raya and the Last Dragon. Ready or Not, Ready Player One. I really like this movie. I will die on that hill. It's a great movie. Then we got Replicas with Keanu Reeves. This movie is not great, but it's one of those movies if you just want to watch something that's not Shakespeare. There you go. Requiem for a Dream. I just watched this a few nights ago to prepare for The Whale. Really good movie right there. Reservoir Dogs. The Revenant, Rick and Morty seasons 1 through 4, don't have 5 yet. Got the most current Planet of the Apes trilogy, fantastic movies. Matt Reeves, of course, went on to direct The Batman, and we all know how that went. Risky Business, Robin Hood, RoboCop, I'd buy that for $1. And I also bought this for $1, so appropriate. Rocket Man, one of the best musical biopics out there. The Rocky Collection, pretty sure most of these are coming to 4K next year, so that'll be cool. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The Santa Claus Trilogy, they just had the Disney Plus sequel show. Not that great, but you know, these movies are classics. Sausage Party, I think we're getting a TV show of this soon, so that should be cool. Saving Mr. Banks, really like this one. Saw, the first one, the best one. Saw 2, one of the better Saw sequels. Jigsaw, again, one of the better sequels in my opinion, but you know, it's fine. Then we've got Spiral. I really like the direction they went with this, but yeah, we'll see what they do with the next Saw movie. Then we've got Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The complete series, the one that started all. And of course, got the 2 live-action Scooby-Doo movies, peak cinema right there. And we've got Scoob from 2020, not so peak cinema, but you know, it's fine, you know. It's a shame we're not going to get that Christmas special, though. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, freaking love this movie. So not only do I have Scream, but I also have Scream. And we've got Scrooged. Secret Life of Pets. I want to get Secret Life of Pets 2 at some point, because I actually like that one quite a bit, too. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I wasn't a fan of this when it first came out, but I think I'll give it another chance at some point. Seven. Shaun of the Dead. The Shallows. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This Shark Week 30th Anniversary Collection. Sometimes you just want to fall asleep to documentaries about sharks, so that helps. The Shining. And to go along with it, Dr. Sleep. Fantastic follow-up by Mike Flanagan. It's a shame this one didn't do very well, though, because we're supposed to get another one, but that's not going to happen now. So what the hell, people? Shazam, one of my favorite recent DC movies. Can't wait for number 2. Shrek in 4K. Shrek 2 just came out to 4K. Gotta get that still. The Simpsons movie. Sing. Sleeping Beauty. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, the first feature-length animated movie ever. Part of me really wants a 4K of this, but also Disney will just make a really lazy conversion, so I'm like, maybe not. And we've got The Social Network. Sonic 1 and 2, surprisingly really good movies. Can't wait for number 3. Then, one of the bulkier things in my collection, the Sopranos complete series. I'm only about halfway through it, but I will finish it soon. Soul. Spaceballs, the Blu-ray. Space Jam and Space Jam 2. Space Jam 2 is not great, but still kind of fun. But also, Space Jam is just not that great to begin with, but I like it, okay? I like it. Leave me alone. Speed. The Spider-Man trilogy. Again, can't believe that Tobey came back for No Way Home. That was so freaking great. Speaking of which, got the Spider-Man Home trilogy. And, yeah. What else can I say about these except, nostalgia? Don't know why everyone hates this so much, and this one's actually really good. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Freaking love this movie to death. Inject Part 2 into my veins immediately. Spiderwick Chronicles, another Nickelodeon movie that nobody talks about, but it'd be cool. I think we're supposed to get a Disney Plus or a Netflix show based on these books soon, which would be cool because I really like the books. Spies in Disguise. Split. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, as well as SpongeBob 2, Sponge Out of Water, and the third one from last year, which is definitely not as good as those ones, but, it's SpongeBob, and I like SpongeBob. Spotlight. Spy Kids 2, as well as 3. I don't know why I don't have Spy Kids 1 on Blu-ray, but, hopefully someday. Then we've got A Star is Born, Star Trek, Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond. Star Wars, the prequel trilogy. Solo, not as bad as most people made it out to be, but I'm not clamoring for a sequel by any means. Rogue One, probably the best Disney Star Wars movie out there. The original trilogy. Also got Empire by itself, because it's the best one. Force Awakens, still love this movie, don't give a crap what you have to say. Last Jedi, better than most of you out there claim it is. Rise of Skywalker, it happened. Step Brothers, really fun comedy. Seasons 1 and 2 of Stranger Things with these kick-ass VHS-style box sets. They still haven't released Season 3 on Blu-ray. Season 4 is out now, Season 5 is a couple years away, and we're probably never gonna get the other ones on Blu-ray. That hurts. And we've got Stuart Little 1 and 2. I will defend these movies with my life. Alright, come at me. Then we've got Suicide Squad. Then we've got The Suicide Squad, a much better movie. Sully. Super, while we're talking about James Gunn for a second. This is not his best movie, but I don't know. It's got a kind of very strange charm to it. Then we've got Super 8. Don't worry, you don't have to see 2 through 7 to understand Super 8. But jokes aside, really like this movie. Super Bad, McLovin and all that goodness. Superman the movie. Superman Returns. I like this one, but also the director and a certain actor are not ones we should give attention to. So that's a conflict. Superman Brainiac Attacks from the animated series. Superman Red Sun, really great graphic novel if you haven't read it, and a good movie as well. Super Troopers. Sword in the Stone. Swordfish, movie's terrible, but in a fun 2000s kind of way. Tangled. Tarzan, one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. All the various live-action Ninja Turtle movies range various levels of quality with those. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Teen Titans The Judas Contract. Titans Season 1. I like Season 1, and I like parts of Season 2. It's kind of hard to defend this show sometimes, but I want to give it another chance, though. But I will at some point. Tenet. Then we've got the numerous quantities of Terminator movies, 1 and 2, the absolute best, T2, one of the greatest sequels of all time, Terminator 3, not as good as those, but I like it, Terminator Salvation, really cool concept, just not fantastic execution, Terminator Genesis, somebody forgot to put logic in that movie, and Dark Fate is doo-doo poop. And we also got the Thor movies. One's underrated, this one nobody talks about, this one's quite good, and this one is Thor Love and Thunder. Titanic, we're supposed to be getting a theatrical re-release of this in February, again, but that should be cool. We got Tomb Raider, the one with Alicia Vikander. We were supposed to get a sequel to this, but I don't think that's happening anymore. Tomorrowland, a lot of cool ideas, just not the best execution ever. The Three Musketeers, Top Gun, and Top Gun Maverick. Of course, this being one of the best movies of the year, one of the best legacy sequels ever. And you can't go wrong with Top Gun. Total Recall. Toy Story 1 through 4, fantastic, A+, 10 out of 10 movies all around. Toy Story of Terror, as well as Toy Story The Time Forgot, 2 great TV specials. And we've got Traffic, Training Day, the Transformers movies. I got the first one in 4K, I still think it's the best one. This one's an absolute mess, this one's slightly less messy. And this one is the 4th one. I don't have the 5th one because I'm in no rush to. Then we've got Tron, the original, as well as Tron Legacy. We are never getting a Tron 3. I'm just accepting that now. Tropic Thunder. Then we've got The Truman Show. Really cool concept. I love this movie. Trumbo. Then we've got Twister, Poseidon, and The Perfect Storm. I've seen these two, but not this one. Then we've got Unbreakable, great Shyamalan movie. Then we have The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, a Nick Cage movie from this year that nobody's talking about, but you really should. It's a nice love letter to Nick Cage and his overall career. And the Uncharted movie from this year, fun, forgettable, whatever. Uncut Gems, people shouting over each other for 2 hours, but somehow it's actually really good. Upgrade, another really good movie. Us, Jordan Peele's more divisive movie. I get why some people don't like it, but I really enjoy it, and also it showed that people are willing to go to the theater to see original movies. You just, gotta make them really good, and market them accordingly. Then we've got The Usual Suspects. Let's see, Vacation and European Vacation. Willy's Wonderland, that's just really fun, low-budget movie. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Again, there's a 4K of this. Hope to get that at some point. White House Down, the inferior White House attack movie from, what was it, 2013? Yeah, 2013. Whiplash, one of my all-time favorite movies. Not my freaking tempo! Then we've got Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage. I have grown to like this movie more and more over the last couple of years. And Let There Be Carnage, I finally got a copy of it, number 1. And number 2, I actually like this one a lot more than the first, even though they both literally have the exact same issues. It's kind of weird how that worked out. Let's see, then we've got Valkyrie. Then Valerian, The City of a Thousand Planets. Really interesting idea, major passion project from director Luc Besson. I think the leads are a little miscast, but kind of a cool thing to get to see. Then Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, classic movie right there. Winter's Bone, the movie that kickstarted Jennifer Lawrence's career, got her role in the Hunger Games, and the rest is history. Wizard of Oz in 4K. Wolf of Wall Street, fantastic movie right there. Let's see, The Wolverine. Wonder. There's a sequel that's coming out soon, or it just came out, about, the bully kid. It's like a spin-off, but that's more like a flashback to his family history from, World War II. I have no idea how they spun a sequel out of that with that, but anyway. Wonder Woman, great DCEU movie, and then there's 1984. Yeah, I'm not as harsh on this movie as everybody else, but it's a little bit of a downgrade. That's all I'm gonna say. Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph Breaks the Internet, X-Files Season 1, Season 10. I want to get the whole series at some point on Blu-ray, but I keep saying that every year, but I keep not doing it. Then we've got X-Files, I Want to Believe, the second movie. Don't have the first one on Blu-ray. I think I might have it on DVD, though. I'd have to double check. Then the X-Men trilogy, 1, X2, and X-Men The Last Stand. Love those movies. X-Men Origins Wolverine, not a great movie, but, you know, kind of fun to watch from time to time. First Class, Days of Future Past, and the Rogue cut of Days of Future Past. I like this one more, this cut, versus the theatrical, but it's not, like, required. Like, this isn't the cut you need to see. You can kind of take it or leave it, I think. Then we've got X-Men Apocalypse. I don't think it's as bad as most people have said. But then there's X-Men Dark Phoenix. This one's every bit as bad as everybody says. Zack and Miri, otherwise known as Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Zombieland. I think I have Zombieland Double Tap in my watch pile, but I'm not positive. And, last but not least, still has been the ending of my Blu-ray collection for many years now, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Zootopia. So, that was everything that I have watched and has been properly alphabetized, but there's one more section of my collection we have to talk about, and that is my massive, ever-growing, never-shrinking watch pile of movies that I've picked up, but have not managed to watch. When will I get around to watching all these? I don't know. It doesn't stop. But anyway, these have absolutely no rhyme or reason. Just gonna kind of boom, 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 boom through all of them. So sit tight. So, first up, we've got Bad Times the El Royale. I haven't finished it. I started watching it a few months ago, then had to go to bed, so I will get back to it at some point. And we've got The Artist. This Universal Classics 4K collection. Seen a few of those movies. Not all of them, though. This Mel Brooks collection. It's got, seen a few of these. Not all of them, though. Mortal Kombat Legends 2. No Time to Die. Yes, I haven't seen it yet. Alright, don't yell at me. The Notebook. I don't know why I have this. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. The Irishman. Over the Top. Do the Right Thing. Do the Right Thing and watch that frickin' movie. Sicario and Sicario 2. Quantum of Solace. Skyfall. Yeah, like I said, haven't seen most of James Bond movies. I'm sorry. Let's see, then Mad Men Season 3. Fucking 3D copy of Edge Tomorrow. I don't know why I have that when I have the 4K. Anyway, let's see, Lola Versus with Greta Gerwig. Doctor Strangelove. Hereditary. Darkest Hour. Troy. Flatliners, the remake. No Country for Old Men. Beverly Hills Cop. Southpaw. The Strangers. Battle Los Angeles. Celebrating Mickey. Dead Dicks. The Hateful Eight, I know, crazy, right? Hell or High Water. Fargo. District 9. Platoon. Cake. Batman Death in the Family, Nancy Drew in the Hidden Staircase, Zombieland Double Tap. See, it's in there, I told you. Carrie, the original, I think. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Homeland Season 1 and 2, don't know what it's about, but I have it for some reason. Let's see, The Green Knight. Game of Thrones Season 1, only like 2 episodes in. The Black and Chrome edition of Fury Road, seen that version, haven't seen that version. The Crow. Stuber, Dead Ant, Untraceable, let's see, Tango and Cash, The Lost Boys, Just Mercy, Catwoman Hunted, The Room, I'll have Mark, Casablanca, There Will Be Blood, Commando. Warrior, I know, I will get to it, I swear. Slumdog Millionaire. Romancing the Stone. Don't Worry, Darling. Spartacus. How the West Was Won. Monster Squad. Killer Movie. Actually, I tried watching it and couldn't get past the first 5 minutes. Cloverfield. Parasite. I know. What's wrong with me? Let's see. The Bourne Trilogy, as requested. Mad Men Season 5. Why have random seasons of Mad Men? I don't know. Let's see. Dune, the original. This one, The Infiltrator. Let's see. Gran Torino. Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2. I've seen the first one, haven't seen the second one. Let's see. Last Action Hero. Spectre. It's a Mad World. Gone with the Wind. Black Sails Season 1. Pirates and all that goodness. Critters Attack. Bloodline. I don't know what that is. J. Edgar. Super Troopers 2. Mad Men Season 2. Again, I don't know. Green Mile and Forrest Gump. I've seen Forrest Gump, haven't seen Green Mile. Blade 2. Greatest Showman. Crazy Rich Asians. Shape of Water. Lights Out. Schindler's List. Labyrinth. Prometheus. Alien Quadrilogy. I've seen Alien and Aliens, parts of Alien 3, a little bit of Resurrection, but otherwise I've only seen 2 of them all the way through. Blade Trinity. Collateral Damage. Struck by Lightning. Ferdinand. Blu-ray copy of Bram Stoker's Dracula. I've got the 4K and the Blu-ray. I'm starting to think I have a problem. Anyway, let's see, this Looney Tunes compilation. Shorts. Lies and Illusions. Braveheart. The Warriors. Mallrats. I was just saying how I don't have many Kevin Smith movies, and I was like, I gotta get Mallrats, but I'm like, oh crap, I already have Mallrats. I think I'm gonna watch this tonight. The Barn. Oh. The Peanut Butter Falcon. Brazil. Chasing Amy, another Kevin Smith movie. I've got more of them than I thought I did. Charlie Countryman. The Shawshank Redemption. And a steelbook of Godfather Part 2 I bought like 5 years ago, but now I've got the 4K trilogy, so, you know, that's whatever, I guess. Well, there you have it. That is my complete Blu-ray collection as of right now. And, yeah, it just seems like it keeps growing more and more every year. I just finally filled up this second bookcase back here, so I'm gonna have to get more shelving soon enough, but you know what? Physical media is still important, especially with streaming services just taking shit off their platforms for no reason, for tax write-offs or whatever. You never know when a physical copy will come in handy, so lesson of the day. But if you want to see another video from the channel, you can check that out right here. Otherwise, subscribe if you live, talk, and buy movies, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side.